As we know, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where all I need to know is the slope and the intercept. That's why it's called, like we said, slope-intercept form. So that's what we need to find, is the slope and the y-intercept. Now, in our warm-up, we had the slope, but then we just got some random point on the line. So we had to plug it into this, right? The y, the x, and the m, work it out, and we ended up with b equals, what did you guys get? 5. Everybody got 5, for the most part. So let's take it one step further, and I'm pretty sure, maybe this was on the quiz. Maybe not. I'm going to write my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, a line through the points (2, 3) and negative 6, 7. I can feel you holding in your laughter. Just let it out. I don't care. It's fine. Hey. Was this on the quiz? Oh, this was on the quiz. Find the slope of the y-intercept of the line that passes through the points blank and 1. Yeah, okay, so we already know how to do this. We'll go quick. So we know how to find the slope of the y-intercept. All we're adding in today is just writing the equation. That's what Unit 5 or Module 5 is going to be all about. So if I want to find the equation for a line through the points 2, 3 and negative 6, 7, what should I find first? The slope or the y-intercept? The slope. Obviously, I need to use the slope to find the y-intercept, so I got to find the slope first, right? We know that m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Anyone remember what we call this formula? What do you say, Oscar? You said what? You say pair of reflections? Parent function? Not quite. I'm glad you remember that, Alex.
Wait, is it
Don't overthink this, please.
Never mind. Oh wait, is it the slope?
Yeah, it's the slope formula, right? It's the formula to find slope. Slope formula. Okay? I'm going to label these. What can I label 2, 3? What can I label the 2 as? X1. It's the x term of my first point. What about 3? Y1. It's my first y term. How about negative 6? X2. And what about 7? Y2. All right? I'm going to go in and plug these guys in. Y2 minus Y1 is 7 minus 3. X2 minus X1 is negative 6 minus 2. What does 7 minus 3 give me? 4. What about negative 6 minus 2? Negative 8. How can I simplify 4 over negative 8? What is that going to look like? Negative 1/2. All right? Everybody cool with that? All right, next we got to find my b. So that's just step 1. Let's find my m. Now I'm going to use the m with an x and a y to find my b. Do you guys want to take this first point here or this second point?
First.
Everyone's saying first. Son says the second. Does it matter which point I take? No. I'm going to take the second one. I'm going to do, we'll take Son's right here. Negative 6, 7. What can I, well, what, I used the slope formula in step 1. What am I using in step 2? Slope-intercept form. Exactly what you just used in the notes. In the warm-up. Y equals mx plus b turns into 7 equals negative 1/2 times, what's my x? Negative 6 plus b. right? And this is exactly what we did in the warm-up. What's negative half of negative 6? Positive 3, nice. How can I get b all by itself? Subtracting 3 on both sides. What does that give me for a b value? 4. There's my second piece. If I want to write an equation in slope-intercept form, we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. We've found the slope and we've found the y-intercept. All that's left to do is write the equation. So, once again, y equals mx plus b turns into y equals what? What's m? Negative 1/2 x plus 4. You guys see what we did there? Right, we wrote the equation. We had the m, we found the b. All we had to do is plug them in for m and b to write the equation. Sound good? Yeah. Pretty easy, right? Yeah. You ready for the book work? Well, I'm not then. We still got to do word problems. Once you get this word problem, go ahead and glue it in. If you have, some of us I know are very particular with our notebooks and stuff. This is about how much space we're going to take up. Okay? So I don't have enough room. I'm going to go to the next page. If you're the type of person that needs everything to be on the same page, I would also recommend going to the next page. Unless you have, you know, the handwriting of a small rodent, a very tiny animal.
Rodent?
I assume a rodent would write pretty small, right? Imagine Ratatouille writing an essay. It's probably not. I've seen so many. People do all that stuff. That'd be fun though. I don't want to pay my You don't have any glue sticks?
Bless you. Okay. Thank you guys. You're welcome. Oh, that's what you get. Why did you bless me? Oh,
All right, everyone got that glued in now? Sounds like it. Okay. So this problem is from the book. It says Nebi has already typed 250 words. He then starts a timer and finds that he types 150 words in 3 minutes. If Nebi types at a constant rate, we're going to write assuming Nebi types at a constant rate, write a linear equation to represent the number of words, W, that Nebi types m minutes after starting the timer. Okay? So what this question tells me is that when I'm writing my equation, I'm not going to be using the letters x and y as my variables. I'm going to be using w and m. Okay, so instead of y equals mx plus b, it'll be like m equals wx plus b or something like that. Okay, let's figure out what's going on with these. First up is the number of words, W. So the letter W represents the number of words. And the letter M represents the number of minutes. Now we got to put our logic brain on for a second. We got to think about it. One of these things is my independent variable, and one is my dependent variable. Have you guys heard these terms before?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. The dependent variable depends on whatever the independent variable is. The independent variable is going to be happening no matter what. All done? Perfect. Thank you, sir. Right? So we have to think, does the number of words that I can type depend on the number of minutes I've been typing? Or does the number of minutes that have gone by depend on how many words I type? Think about it for a second. I don't want you to tell me, I want you to tell your group. Try and figure out which one of these is independent and which one of these is dependent. Okay, I'm going to write them out in case you forget. Independent and dependent variable. Take a moment, talk with each other. All right. Let's think about the dependent variable. Okay? Give me a thumbs up if you think my number of words is the dependent variable. Give me a thumbs down if you think my minutes is the dependent variable. Thumbs up for words is dependent. Thumbs down for minutes is dependent. Ooh, I see a good healthy mix of all. Maybe a few more thumbs up. If your thumb is up, you're absolutely right. The number of words I type depends on how long I've been typing. Right? If I'm going at a constant speed of 150 words in 3 minutes, it's just 50 words per minute. Right? And I sit there for an hour, would I have more words typed after an hour or 5 minutes? An hour. So the amount of words that I type depends on how long I've been typing. The other way around would mean that as I'm typing words, time is moving on. So if I stop typing, time is going to stop as well. And that obviously is crazy. That wouldn't make sense. So the number of words is dependent on the number of minutes Nebi has been typing. All right? If you're being asked to identify which variable is independent and which variable is dependent, you really have to think about the context of the problem logically. Because if you look at it from both angles, it doesn't make sense for, the amount of minutes that go by to depend on how much I'm typing. Right? If I'm typing super fast, time doesn't start speeding up. Right? So it only makes sense the other way. Now, which of these is X, independent or dependent? You guys remember? X is dependent, so X being like my input is actually going to be independent. My independent variable is X. Anytime you see a graph with like a context, time is always on the X axis because time will always move forward no matter what's going on in the problem, right? Number of words is going to be my y value, my dependent variable, my output. The way that I always liked to remember this when I was a student, that independent variables are my x, is that if you have an x, right, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever, that means now you are independent. Okay, you don't need no man, you don't need no lady. If you got an X, you're all independent now, right? Unfortunately, some of you can relate to that, which is, sad. But that's okay. It's all right. So when I think independent, I think X, okay? Independent is my X. What does that mean? Well, that means that my M, which is the number of minutes, is going to be on the little left side of my T-chart table. And my W, number of words, it's going to be on the right. Yeah? Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read the problem one more time. Nebi has already typed 250 words. He then starts a timer and finds that he types 150 words in 3 minutes. Okay. In 3 minutes. Okay. We'll go 3 and we'll go 0. What's my W going to be at 0 minutes? 0. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. It would be 0.
Wait.
Reread the question. What does it say?
He already has 250 words.
Nebi has already typed 250 words. That's going to be my B value. After 3 minutes, how many more words have they typed? 150. So what's 250 plus 150? 400. How would I get from 0 to 3? What's my change in M? Plus 3. My change in W is 150. Like we said, my first step is I got to find... I got thick spider webs all over me. My first step is to find my M, my slope. Right? We did the slope formula before. That would be way too much work here. We don't need to do all that. We could do the change in y over the change in x because I'm dealing with a little table. What's going to go on the top? My change in y. What's my change from one word value to the next? Yeah, Precious? 150. What's my change in x? 3. What is 150 over 3? 50. What are my units going to be on that 50? 50 what? Words per minute.
Can you just do like WPM?
WPM? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's not my answer anyway, right? So it doesn't really matter. The answer is the equation that we're going to write. That's just part of it. 50 words per minute. Second step is to find my B value. Now, I could take M and I could take one of these points and I could plug it in and do what we did in the warm-up, but do I need to do all that?
No.
No. Where do I see my B value, Alex?
In the first sentence of the thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
right here as well. Same thing. And I see at 0 minutes they've typed 250, so my B I know is equal to what? 250. So in the context of this problem, we got to be careful when we're writing our equation because we were given different variables for my independent and dependent pieces of this problem. So when I go to write my equation, right, how's my equation going to start? M equals Y equals. Alex, you were close. This is the Y, right? This is the Y side. So W equals. Well, what's M? 50. What's my X? M plus, what's my B? 250. That's why word problems can be annoying. Okay? Because sometimes it's going to give you different variables, which means we have to do a little bit more thought, or we have to put a little bit more thought into, okay, which of these is my X and which is my Y? Right? Why is that important? Well, if I had them backwards, right, imagine I had them backwards, I would get a slope of 1 over 50. So I can type 1/50th of a word every minute. It's extremely slow, and that wouldn't make any sense, right? So you might accidentally stumble into, oh, hey, I think I did this wrong, let me flip it around. But in order to avoid making those mistakes at all, we just got to understand what's our independent and our dependent variables, okay? I'm pretty sure that's it. Let me check the bookwork real quick to make sure. It was B05 it said, right? Mod 4? Nope. Mod 5? B5? Hello? Perfect. Okay. So for the bookwork, it's not that bad. You're writing the equation for all of these, okay? So we got a point and a slope, just like the warm-up. Those ones are just like the warm-up. I got a couple word problems where I'm using different variables, P and D, C and Y. Okay, then I got a couple where I got 2 points. That's how we started the notes out. Nice and easy. And then I got a couple more word problems. Oh, and I got a couple graphs too. How do you do the graphs? It gives you a point on the line and the slope, which is just like the first one where I had a point on the line and the slope. So it's the same as those first three, just presented on a graph instead. Alrighty?